Talking to Joel Klatt, who's going to be the lead XFL color analyst for Fox. All right, let's shift gears and touch on a little college. Here in D.C., most Redskins fans are excited about the possibility of drafting Chase Young, although there's been increasing discussion maybe the Redskins should trade down and acquire picks. Talk about the talent of Chase Young and what you see from him on the field and what you think he'll bring to the next level.
Because I see Joel has Chase as his number one rated prospect. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, guys. I think that Chase is going to be a great player. I think he is a great player. There's a few things that I think he does as well or better than anybody, and mostly it's his first step. He's got tremendous length. He's got great first step, so he can beat you with speed. But then the thing about it is he's got tremendous hands as well, so he can get himself free. He can use his leverage to get inside. He can get outside, and he's just a total game record. Every time that he needed to make a play, it seemed like he was close. And so from my standpoint, this is the type of guy that you can draft, you can plug him in, and you can play him right away. I think he is a better version of Nick Bosa. Bosa is explosive, but he's shorter.
Yeah.
Chase has better length. He's a little better versus the run because of that length. And he is the type of guy that I think can be an all-pro multiple times in his career. So that's one of the reasons why I have him at number one. I think Joe Burrow is going to be a tremendous player. But right now, just straight prospect, I think Chase is the guy.
And you've compared Burrow to Joe Montana.
Yeah. If you look, I think that's the better comparison to anybody that is actually playing currently, and it's mainly to do with their mannerisms somewhat, but their footwork. He's so smooth with his feet. He throws the football on time. He throws a ridiculously catchable ball. It's like he's handing the football to the receiver even down the field. Not an overly strong arm. In fact, it's not strong at all. When he throws the ball down the field, generally it's underthrown. I think that's the biggest knock that I can give to Joe Burrow. But he's cool under pressure, just like Joe Montana. He's got great feet. He's very accurate. He knows where to go with the football. And he's almost surgical in his approach to how he attacks defenses, very similar to what Montana was in particular when he was with San Francisco.
I know this is a year ago, but I wonder what your take was on Dwayne Haskins. It's interesting. We had Bruce Gradkowski on the show yesterday, and he made a comment about Haskins' deep balls sailing, maybe being in the air a little too long, which I thought was kind of a nitpicky thing, but that's fine. It's an observation. What were your thoughts on Haskins?
I love Haskins. I had him as my number one quarterback in the class, I believe, if my history is correct. I thought that he's got some of the best arm talent out there. I thought that he was young, he was inexperienced, and it was going to take some time. But when you talk about just the ability to throw the football accurately, on time and on target, I think Dwayne is a tremendous player. He's the type of guy for me that as soon as he gets more reps, as soon as he gets more comfortable, and as soon as he gets more weapons around him, he's going to continue to grow and have better and better seasons. I think that in the long term, Dwayne is going to be a great player in this league. He did not have the benefit because of the injuries and the circumstances of being able to sit for a couple of years or even 1 year like a guy like Patrick Mahomes or Jimmy Garoppolo are playing on Sunday. So he got forced into action a little bit, which at the same time, could behoove him in the future. But I think Dwayne's a really good player. I really do. Like I said, when you talk about just a bottom line proposition for this position, guys, is the ball on time and on target. And I think for the most part, Dwayne does that as well as anybody.
So we're talking to Joel Klatt. If you watch Fox, college football on Fox, so you know who Joel is. He's from Colorado. He played quarterback at Colorado for, I believe, Gary Barnett.
He loves Ralphie, the mascot. He loves him so much.
You love Ralphie.
Best mascot in sports.
It's pretty good.
And he's also the lead XFL color analyst for Fox. So I'm kind of interested in that. But let's get back to the draft. So we talked about Burrow, Chase Young. So Detroit sits at 3. Okuda is thought to be the top DB in the draft from Ohio State. Maybe he goes there, maybe he doesn't. But it's interesting at 5 with the Dolphins because the Giants at 4 aren't going to take a quarterback, obviously. But Miami needs one. The Chargers need one. They're at 6. And then you've got the Tua deal. Now, Tua obviously had the injury, but he was fantastic up until then. It's going to be interesting to see how he works out and how much and if he convinces these coaches and scouts, if he's close to 100%, and that could dictate what Miami does at 5, and the Chargers too. And you've got Herbert out there from Oregon. So what do you think happens at 5? Do you think Tua is still a can't miss and they have to take him, or do you think that he would slide even further based on the injuries?
You know, I to be candid, guys, I think he's going to slide. I think when you actually sit down and map it out and try to make the pick, what you're going to come to the conclusion is that we haven't seen him play a complete season yet.
Right.
We've had, now 2 ankle surgeries. Now we've got a major hip fracture that everyone says, like, yeah, he's going to be able to come back from this. But do we really know? And honestly, when you're talking about the vessels that get ruptured in that type of hip injury, you don't actually know about the extent of that vascular damage until weeks and sometimes months after the surgery. It's very hard to say, like, he's going to be fine. We kept it intact. Remember, going back to Bo, and I know there's been significant advances, but we didn't really know the extent of Bo's until much later because what was going on as far as kind of that hip dying a little bit. And I'm not suggesting that's going to be that extent, but I do think that when it comes down to putting pen to paper, that's going to be a tough pick. He's a great player. He is a great player. If he was not injured, he would be in the battle with Burrow for the number 1 pick overall. But when you actually have to hand that card in to the commissioner, I think it's going to be really tough. So I do believe that you might see Tua slide a little bit unless someone comes out and gets definitive answers from their medical team that his hip will be okay, because I still think that there's some question. We try to, paint it as if it's going to be fine and he'll be, running around like nothing ever happened, but I don't think that that's necessarily the case. So I think that the medical evaluation is still so important as we go through this process.
Well, I think also what I've heard is it's going to shorten his career because the one thing that is certain is that arthritis is going to set in, and that's going to shorten it. So maybe the one thing that will shorten it is arthritis is going to set in.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how that handles. But,
yeah,
guys, I'm excited. I think I got like March 14th that week. I'm going to be in D.C. for a Defenders game. So maybe we can hook up then.
Absolutely. Yeah, hang out with us. More than welcome.
I would love to. I'd love to. Maybe that Friday I can come in or something like that. What do you think?
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'll put you on hold. And Drab can work it out.
There you go.
Thank you, buddy.
There you go.
Thanks, Joel.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too, pal.